All right, we are live. Welcome. This is Of Mouse and Man. I am Drew. My man Patches is chilling to my left, and it is a Saturday night. We have a Switch 2 here, and we are going to play it for the first time. I have not played this at all. I finished setting everything up. I was going to do an unboxing stream, but I'm a couple days late at this point, and the logistics were a little bit challenging. But the upshot is there's a million of those videos online, and everything is now set up. So we are all transferred over with our files. We are all downloaded with our games. And we've got Mario downloaded. We've got the Zelda Switch 2 edition, Tears of the Kingdom, which I'm really excited about because I was so obsessed with Breath of the Wild and barely scratched the surface of Tears of the Kingdom. So to play it for the first time on Switch is a really nice way to jump into the system, and I'm excited about that. Hope you're having a good night. Please like and subscribe if you would. Got my LA gear on tonight in support of the homies out west. Hopefully things don't get too nasty with the ICE protests and Trump calling in the National Guard. That's not a great recipe for good things. So my spirit goes out to them, to all of us. And with that said, let's kick off the Switch 2 era here. Why don't we? We're going to do a little bit of each of these games. I think we're definitely going to do a little Mario Kart World at some point here tonight. So look forward to that. Almost ready here. I'm going to be watching the Jeremy Reed live stream tonight. He does cruises around LA and has a really good show and presentation, but he will be covering whatever protests are happening there tonight. And he always gets a unique look at it, and it'll be interesting to follow. Hopefully it's nothing to see. And this is where the action is at. So I'm just almost done here. I'm very tempted to just jump into Mario Kart because that's the marquee release here with the Switch 2. We've got our Switch 2 Pro controller, notably the Switch 1 Pro controllers. Great controller. Also continues to work on Switch 2. So the only thing that can't do, I guess, is turn on your console remotely, which is not the smallest thing, but certainly something that you can live with if you need another controller, because these are not cheap, but they're nice, feel good, sticks are great. They have these buttons in the back, which are cool. I had a case waiting for me that I got on the cheap from Amazon. So I've got that now. I've got a micro SD express card in this baby. So I've got double the memory that it comes with and all my games. So we are rocking and rolling. I'm going to go into Tears of the Kingdom because that's what we said we were going to do. The one thing that I wish this did, that I wish this system did, that Xbox has got me spoiled with, is the quick resume between games. You can suspend multiple games at once, and it is quite nice for purposes of just convenience. I think you will probably. I don't know for sure that Nintendo doesn't do that now, but I'm pretty sure that's just a Microsoft thing. So let's see what the Switch 2 edition here looks like. Feels like, sounds like, breathes like, lives like, plays like. I remember being kind of annoyed by the opening of it. Oh, we can continue our game. I think I'll just start a new game. Why can't I hear it? Okay, there's volume. It's just, why not just start a new game? I don't even remember it. Okay, yeah, that was, wow, long time ago. A year ago was the last time I played that. That was the day before my mommy died. I don't know why I was trying to do that. I don't think there was any connection, but that definitely jumped out to me. Overwrite, what is this, 1994? We can only have one save file at a time? What's going on here? Okay, oh, I see. You can have 2 save files. Very generous. I guess per profile, so if you had somebody else with a profile, they'd be getting their own 2 slots. Why don't I hear this? Check. Okay, the mic is on. What's going on here? Also, we need to make sure that this doesn't... Okay, good. Oops. First screenshot. Wait, no, can't start without music. I see the music, but I don't hear it. Why don't I hear it? Aha. Okay, we're good. Stupid headphones just weren't plugged in all the way.
This strange gloom keeps getting thicker. We've been descending for a while now. These tunnels are deeper than I thought. What could be down here?
Thank you, my friend. It's Zelda time. It is Switch 2 time. It's good to see you. How you doing? It definitely just right off the bat feels... I mean, this is just like the worst... Not the worst, but maybe not the best thing to start with. Mario Kart World probably is, because that shows you the marquee game developed just for this system. But this, you can already tell it's an upgrade in visuals and frame rate.
Though here it seems almost misty and not concentrated enough to harm us. We'll keep going, with it coming up from beneath Hyrule Castle. We do not know what waits below, so we need to be ready for anything. But I know I'll be okay with you.
This is the perfect game for me to start this generation with, though, because Breath of the Wild day one with Switch 1, day one when that came out, was one of my greatest gaming joys, you know, new experiences. That was just chef's kiss, as they say. So I'm glad I held out on this one. I had to pay $10 for the upgrade. Although, did I actually? Because I just signed up for Nintendo Online and I thought that gave it to you for free, but I also paid for it.
Hmm.
Amazon, open YouTube.
Here's YouTube. 'Cause I don't know. It's not. 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 It's not
it was so satisfying to have I had the, I mean, it's a minor thing, but I had the SD card that I got from England, like, because they're pretty rare right now. There'll be plenty of them before long, but I had that ready to go, ready to put in the system. I've had that weeks ago. I had the case weeks ago, so they've just been sitting, waiting for the other goods to arrive, and we got everything set up and good to go. Nintendo Switch 2. Um, it is just like a basically like glorified. This is absolutely Zelda. It is just like a very like deluxe Switch so far. Really, I mean, everything is just slightly bigger and more premium and better looking. I took. I was gonna see if I could find it just to show the size difference. Um, it doesn't even really do it justice. But you see my day one Switch one next to the new one. But yeah, this is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I was just saying I bought this game a long time ago and just only played like an hour or two of it. So I'm just restarting it brand new with the Switch 2 optimized edition. You can tell this is a prelude or something because we've got double heart rows right at the beginning of the game. That is not a thing. But we are going to probably play Little Mario Kart World because I have that loaded ready to go and I haven't touched that yet. And that is the marquee title made for Switch 2 that came out with this console release. It does come with this really nice. Just gonna oops. Comes with this nice. I can't remember if the Switch One came with this or not, or something like it. But this is a dock for the controller Joy Cons. The controllers snap into here, and then it becomes like a normal controller. So I actually have between this, the Pro controller, and two of the prior Switch 2 Pro controllers, we are doing very well in the controller department. We could have a rocking 4-player Mario Kart extravaganza if we wanted. So that could be good. I'm like killing all the vibes with the beginning of this game by interrupting it so much for stream purposes, but all right, we're learning how to swing our sword. That's okay. She's just like taking pictures with her phone over here. I feel like Zelda controls have been actually it's a really false statement. I was going to say they've been more or less the same since Ocarina of Time, some of the concepts have, but they've done
Look
drastically
at these
different things with the
murals.
controls with Zelda games in the Wii era, and there was a
They're
game with
written through
the
stories of the
DS
royal family.
controls that
Include
they use
stories of
like
a
that
great war
touchscreen.
fought long ago. It was a conflict between allied tribes and someone only ever referred to as the Demon King. Is it possible? Do these murals depict the same legend? This is similar to the statues we saw earlier, a Zonai. And these figures look like Hylians. This depiction certainly suggests that the Zonai descended from the heavens. It is said that my ancestors, the first of Hyrule's royal family, were born from a union with gods who had descended from the heavens. These murals tell a similar story, and if they are accurate, then the gods mentioned were the Zonai. They must have forged a relationship with the Hylians of that time, working together to establish the Kingdom of Hyrule.
This is interesting. I didn't think about this before, but this is like invoking the idea of divine dynasties, which is a ancient mythic theme across multiple cultures.
My studies. And then this. It shows the Demon King. And a fierce battle against him. If the creature depicted here really does represent the Demon King, then...
I forgot this had voice acting.
Incredible! This mural must be the Great War recorded in the royal histories. This is the imprisoning war, and the events that led up to it. Look! This is a huge discovery. All right then. Now to use this invention of Pura's. I'm glad I didn't leave it behind. It's so easy to record. You point it and click. Oh. It looks like the rest of the murals are obscured. Just what is this place? Maybe we'll find more answers farther ahead. Link, let's keep moving deeper. What is that?
Was that the sword that seals the darkness? The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me. Zelda. You who carries that fragile sword. A link. Raru placed his faith in you. And that was all you could do.
How do you know our names?
I am sure like Digital Foundry or somebody has a video on it, but I'm just curious what the like concrete specific upgrades that they made to this optimized Switch 2 version were, you know, as compared to the original. It definitely looks and feels like slicker. Just in the little bit that we've played so far. Plot twist, that was all just a dream. His arm is really just super weak now because all the gooning caught up to him. Start off as Gooner Link and become a mythic hero.
Link, finally you wake. I've heard a great deal about you from Zelda. Your wounds were severe. I am relieved to see you escape death. Your arm, however, was beyond saving. I had to replace it, lest the injury endanger you further.
Playing a Switch 2. This is exciting. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for Nintendo and just I can't say enough about what they've been in terms of just a colossus of the video game industry, and a singular, just unique, polished, like all the things. They're just the coolest company to me. Sony and Microsoft do a great thing with their video games as well, but it's just so much more. I mean, it's all corporate, but like they just don't have the same cohesive like Nintendo brand and flavor. It's like sort of like a Disney roster of characters and polished materials for the video game world. Like it's like if Disney is like pumps out polished movies with iconic character after iconic character, like that's what Nintendo does with video games. And to be fair, they each do have, their fair share of like clunkers, although Nintendo published games are usually never true clunkers. They do maintain a pretty high level of quality, although in the past, I think that has maybe not always been the case, that they were more freewheeling as far as what the kind of stuff they would license or create. Like I think there was some pretty bad like Mario titles, although I'm not so sure over the years. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? First chess. Close, helpful. I mean, we have shoes now, so that's an upgrade, but the skirt is just as skimpy as the shorts were. Okay, so we don't actually have like a jump move other than these platforms and other prompts, maybe? It's reminiscent of Skyward Sword. Just waiting for the big red bird to come grab him. pretty epic opening. But then I remember some of this part is like kind of clunky. Some of the training stuff is a little bit, I don't know, we'll see. I don't really remember. I really can't say enough about how much I was taken with Breath of the Wild and the Switch itself when it came out in 2017. It was just, you could just tell it was like a home run. You're like, this is awesome. This game and the system. I don't remember before that when a Nintendo system had launched with a major Zelda title. So that was very cool. The only thing that would have made, I mean, the Mario Kart world is like, I'm excited to play it. It is exciting, but also since it's been so long too since a Mario Kart game. But the previous Mario Kart, I think, is one of the top selling games ever. And I think they knew they were going to sell a lot of consoles of this, and whoever bought this console, like if that's the main release, like right now, anybody who buys this, you know, I'd love to know the stat on how many people get the Switch 2 right now and didn't get Mario Kart World like first thing. Like, who is not doing that? I'm sure there are some, but it's like the new game. The only thing that would be a little cooler would be as if they did a new like Mario platformer than Odyssey, because that was very early on in the Switch life cycle. And I never finished that either, so I got work to do. I'm sure it still plays amazing. What are we doing? I mean, if this game hooks me, like I think it will once I get well enough into it, it will be an awesome way to start the generation, as I've said. So, not as impactful as seeing like Breath of the Wild in this style of Zelda for the first time, plus the Switch concepts like in action for the first time. But more of a good thing is still a good thing. So it's exciting. Like, I'm all for like just a advanced Switch for this next generation. I'm not at all mad that they didn't do something like more radical. I think they know they have a winning formula right now. It'll be interesting to see what they do for the next generation and how the industry evolves in that time. I mean, it was 8 years that the regular Switch lasted. It's pretty crazy. Just like, what a comeback too, like to crap the bed, so to speak, for lack of a better term, so badly in terms of sales with the Wii U console, and then which I'm a fan of in its own way. It's not the Switch, but it was a cool little thing if you're a Nintendo fan. We'll take what we can get, even if they'd made some missteps. And it was a bridge between sort of the Wii and the Switch. You can see the evolution of their consoles with the gamepad the way it was. It had the off TV play, but you had to be chained to the console area. You could only go like 10 or 15 feet away. Until the Switch. Ba ba ba. The Purapad. Maybe that was a competing name for it. Some not great employee of Nintendo thought he had a good idea and suggested the Purapad, and they're like, maybe like other things like the Switch. I recounted that funny situation in the least funny way possible, very clumsily, but I think you know what I'm saying. Like, if somebody proposed that, like, of course, use the feature of the Purapad. It's not the worst thing. It just would be a really weird video game system title. Although Nintendo has done some weird ones as well. That is my rant. For streaming purposes, if you're interested in doing multiple games, like if I would switch over to Mario Kart World for a little bit, like maybe, but you gotta start and restart the game, which is not always convenient. Quick resume is just a nice thing, is all I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure it's like they save so much that it won't make a difference, but I do want to be persistent with this game. Because I do remember some of this training stuff being not the most intuitive. And Zelda, like, for as much as I love it, I am not always, like, the quickest with the puzzles. Some of the puzzles. And then you get kind of, like, bogged down by that. But it's sometimes, I don't know, like, it's a pretty good experience. I don't remember feeling that way with Breath of the Wild. Oh, damn. Did I just smack the rock that he threw at me? Oh, not friendly animal. Okay. Welcome to the neighborhood. Let's get some health. Give me a fairy fountain. Oh boy. Do we have any of these health? Not much. Just dogs you until you take it out, or somehow... Okay, I lost it. I am very curious to see what's up with Dreamlight Valley on the Switch 2. I should be able to play what I have on the Switch 2, although I don't know if it's like an optimized version or how much it upgrades games like that at all that are not optimized or made specifically for Switch 2. But I just want to see how the mouse stuff works. I'm also curious for a game like Civilization 7, which I have not played. That could be a really good mouse one. I'm not sure. What's this? I don't like in these games how that noise doesn't go away when you're injured, like we get it. There should be like maybe like a periodic ding or something instead of just a constant like warning. Sometimes you can't get help that quickly. You're just stuck listening to that noise. They probably had this discussion and like they were like, we have to make it an imperative that the player understands their first priority needs to be more health. Is there like an objective here? Okay. There's a dot. Oh, jeez. Relentless. Oh, wow, they all found me. A little aggressive. Dang. Put a big red X on the map to show you where you perished. I guess that's helpful. Dang. It's an interesting choice to like have situations where you're being hounded by 3 of them at the beginning of the game, and they're giving you a stick. But I guess they're just teaching you the skills, even though it just seems, I don't know, it's like not fun. You just gotta run or be like super good right away. Anyway. I don't want to let my previous experience of feeling somewhat frustrated in this area make me feel like I have to be frustrated this time. Is the point to just run away because you have nothing? Bro, off my back.
That door will open only to those with sufficient power. I'm sorry. I did not intend to startle
You gooned all your power away, Link.
It was I that spoke to you earlier. That arm originally belonged to me. I am Raru. Forgive me for appearing to you in this manner. Unfortunately, I no longer have a physical form. In any case, that arm should allow you to open this door. It seems to have lost the power to do so. You might be able to restore it, but you would need to enter a place filled with sacred light. Of course. Why not visit the shrines on this island? The shrines. Yes, I am sure they are the key.
Sweet. Cool. Rusted sword. Rusty broadsword.
That door will open only to those with sufficient power. I'm sorry. I did not intend to startle you. It was I that spoke to you earlier. That arm originally belonged to me. I am Raru. Forgive me for appearing to you in this manner. Unfortunately, I no longer have a physical form. In any case, that arm should allow you to open this door. It seems to have lost the power to do so. You might be able to restore it, but you would need to enter a place filled with sacred light. Ah, of course. Why not visit the shrines on this island? The shrines. Yes, I'm sure they are the key.
People are not happy about the game price increases for Nintendo. Mario Kart, $80. I'm sure it's like ultimately worth it, but that's, you know, that's a first. And will be, I'm sure, like the precedent for their AAA level games. And then this upgrade cost $10. I paid full price for the game, you know, for the Switch version, the regular Switch version, and then it costs $10 for the upgrade, unless you have some type of premium membership that they offer. I thought it was just regular Nintendo Online, which I did sign up for. I thought I would need it, but and it's cheap, but I think it might be like a more expensive subscription that gives you the automatic upgrade. In any event, Xbox, I guess, Xbox Series X upgrades from Xbox One games, I think, were automatic, and you just got them. No payments needed. I'll have to find. I'm now curious to see like a side by side video of like Digital Foundry looking at the performance on this versus the original Switch version. I remember seeing something on that where they were doing that, and it was definitely brighter and smoother looking. And it seems that way just playing it, but I don't, as we said when we signed on, it was a year since I last played this game, so and I didn't make it very far, so I don't have a great memory. Very far at all. Only played a couple hours, I think, at most. So I'm excited to hopefully finally really get into this for this Switch 2 edition. I have to try this controller attachment. I just want to see what it feels like. You attach the Joy-Cons to that. And then you get and that's like the controller. If you don't buy, for on TV play, unless you want to get their Pro controller, which is what this is. And that to me, like, is a no-brainer if you can afford it. Because it's the closest thing to like it's just like a proper console controller, and that's good to have. What's up, Dave? Fable 1 and 2. Well, those are not Switch 2 games, and we are jamming on the Switch 2 for the first time here. Very excited about it. I just, a couple hours ago, finished setting it up. and transferring all the data over from Switch 1, which was a pretty interesting and easy process. Like, it was like all wireless, and they walked you through it very well. And yeah, this was like the stuff that annoyed me, is like how big this place is and how far apart the places you have to go are. And so, and how, I don't know, I just remember having a hard time with this. Dave, yes. I haven't been following. I haven't been following like the news of where they're coming from, but definitely yesterday it was in the air. Today was much better, but that's just a sad reality of the world these days. Like, I mean, I didn't grow up with stuff like that, and I've experienced that type of effect from wildfires in California several times, but certainly like here, this is the first time I've ever experienced that. Although I know it was happening last year or the year before, but again, like, I lived here until I was 21 before I moved, and had never experienced that. Hadn't heard about it afterward until very recently. All right, do we have to put down a marker or something? Pull out your Switch. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of them launching you in this gigantic training area, which is, I think, all this is essentially, but it's just way too hard to figure out where the hell you're going with the terrain like this. And you have like no way to fast travel anywhere, so you're just like hoofing it everywhere. And there seems like very vast distances to have to be lost in. Didn't even realize I was using my shield button, but that worked out well. Dave, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are you being affected by the fires in Toronto? All right, well, at least now we have eyes on one of these 4 towers. Gotta do the distances and these like slow climbs. Unless I'm like missing a run button. I am curious about Cyberpunk for the Switch too, because I never played any Cyberpunk game. And I hear it's pretty good. A pretty good port, I mean to say. Ultra Hand. He's got some nails on there. Cute. I also don't like, I don't know, this is just, let's see if I can get used to it. Like, the controls for moving things with this are a little wonky feeling, at least at first. It's like you gotta use the D-pad, the stick, and the R button. And like each of them controls like a different plane of movement. I don't know, it's not easy. And now I did that. Okay. Well, that's not gonna get it done either. Can't you just climb up? Yeah, I remember not being too fond of Ultra Hands. I just don't want to be doing this. I'm sure they'll use all sorts of different creative applications of it, but not that into it. This is way too difficult. It's not the world. Not gonna. Maybe shouldn't change my line of work to bridge building. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm very tired today, so the words aren't flowing. I haven't been sleeping well this week. Oh my god, this and the hooks. Killing me with this stuff. I just gotta learn how to do it. But it just feels so clunky and not enjoyable to be like manipulating these things in these awkward ways. So we gotta make a... There you go. And now... Just go fucking upright. Why can't I get it? Like, this drives me nuts. Is it the way I was, like... Ugh. I feel like you have to, like, where you are when you attach matters immensely, because that point... Okay. Gonna need that. Oh my god. If you can't jump, what are you supposed to do? And I don't think you can do anything with it while you're standing on it. Come on. Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Walk it back. Not that again. You just move it all the way back and it'll start. Come on. Why? I made like the perfect little raft here. I did so much worse of a job the first time. Okay, so we'll put it on the floor. We'll stand on it, but then we won't be able to lift it. I bet. Maybe not. Yeah, no, we can't stand on it and put it back on the hook. Can we? This is beyond obnoxious. Like, just the simplest stupid control issue. Like, that he won't just jump up on it when he clearly, like, is right there. And now this. I mean, I did this successfully the first time. I don't remember how now. It was clunky, but I did it. I somehow got on the platform. You're taking me with you. Come on, climb up. Unbelievable. Wow, Jeremy's got 10,000 on right now. Probably because of the riots, but he's seems like a cool guy. Seems like a really cool guy. So we can't pry it off. I don't know how this is going to help. Is it if we do... something like this? They're just asking for trouble sending National Guard there. And also just being assholes with ice. But I think they want trouble. And that's the scary part. And we do this. Let's try this. Come. Okay, for the love of God. If he doesn't climb up this, I'm going to flip out. Are you kidding me? Seriously. Now what do we gotta do? This is like ridiculous. Am I just missing? I must be just like missing something really obvious or something with how you're supposed to do this, because this seems like stupid. All of this just to like get across the way. Golly. They transferred my screenshots over from the Switch 1 era, and I had 1,500, I think. It's a reasonable number in 8 years. How much is that a year? 15 divided, it's a little under 200 a year. I didn't even play that much at all for stretches, like a couple years at a time here and there.
Ah. Hmm.
He's so good at this, like cruising, because he was doing it for so long in LA, and he's back in LA. This guy moved to Denver with his wife, where he's from, I guess, for probably same reasons other people leave California. Mainly cost of living. I don't know that though about his situation. Um, Definitely had something to do with why I left, but for now. But yeah, he just puts on a good show. He really zips about town very skillfully, nimbly. And it feels almost like GTA, like where he'll like follow these calls, and he's just going out about this like massive cityscape, like in all corners of it, like through the course of the night. Didn't he say we could like tag the other temples? How do we get apples again? Oh yeah, and then there was this whole problem of how the hell do I even get over there? God. No shrooms. He got his audience. It's amazing, this guy, Jeremy Reed. I mean, it just maybe says something about the YouTube algorithm, but like he was getting huge numbers when I was watching him before he moved out of LA, doing what he had always done with these cruises, and was getting 5,000 plus easily, like most times I saw him. And now he's at like 9,000 in the room, or 8.5 now, but he was at 10 when I signed on to his stream for the night. He'll be on for a while. He got his numbers back, like, because his numbers in Denver are just a shell. Like they're like a few hundred sometimes, up to like 1,000 I've seen. But and he still puts on a great show, like because he's such a great like personality doing this. He just seems like a smooth, cool kind of guy, like chill kind of guy, yet who does this kind of often intense stuff. I mean, he's not doing it himself. He's just like putting himself in the middle of it and like filming it, and does a lot of like bold things, like out on the road, and bold but like reasonably smart. Like I don't know, he's just like very street savvy out there. Gotta find some mushrooms. This thing's still gonna kill me. Can we move trees? Can we grab apples? He's got some kooks in his chat. Some religious kooks, some authoritarian kooks. Number of kooks. But also a lot of just normal people. What am I missing here about how to... The thing that frustrates me is that you can't tell based on this map. I don't want a 3D map, I don't think, but like you still can't tell like what's on what like level, and if there's obstacles on a path that are insurmountable. All right, I'm tired. I think I'm going to cut this stream short, but we will be back at some point with more Switch and more primarily Disney and Disney related games, and as always. And so thank you for joining us. Hope you are enjoying the rest of your Saturday and Sunday and weekend and all that good stuff. We will see you again soon.